So I wanted to take a minute and show you guys some basic common sense numbers, and you guys can do this research all on your own and not listen to, what some YouTuber claims. And honestly, anyone that's telling you right now is a good time to get in, they should be willing to show you stuff like this. Why don't they? So let's look at this chart here, okay? This is your average running rate for dry van. Now, mind you, box truck and dry van are kind of tied together because you're hauling the same freight for the most part. So if we look at this purple line, that's this year. That's what is happening to the rates this year. Now, the red line just below it, that's last year. The lowest line at this time, the orange one, that's 2020. And that's primarily because the economy was dying due to the pandemic. But this is the direction that rates are going in. This is something that the YouTuber that wants you to pay them a mentor fee or a dispatch fee, they don't want to show you this. This is from DAT. And so most of these YouTubers that are showing you the DAT load board, why don't they show you this? Okay? So let's look at some basic math. Economics 101. A box truck like what most people are buying right now for $70,000 for a 5 to 7 year old truck, that truck should be $15,000, guys. If you've been in this business as long as I have, you know, because you've seen these values, okay? I'm just going to throw an interest rate up there of 4%, even though I don't know what today's rate may be. But keep in mind, the feds have twice this year raised interest, and they plan on doing it some more to combat your inflation. That's how they think they can control it, okay? So let's just say you're going to take a 4-year loan, and you're going to be paying monthly. So, okay, let's calculate that out. You should have a payment of $338.69. Fine. So let's just say, for shits and giggles, that you buy into this million-mile truck theory, and it's okay to pay $70,000 for them. And let's calculate that. So we just went from, 300 and change to almost $1,600. So let's just say that's a $1,300 swing. $1,200, whatever you want to call it. All right. Now let's look at fuel. These numbers are available online, guys. You just have to want to go look. And people like me, business people, we look at these things. Why? Because we compare our financials this year to last year. We do year-to-date comparisons. We look at what's changing, what's gone up, what's gone down, because we need to make decisions on how to keep the ship going in the right direction. And so, okay, this shows May of this year at 5.50 per gallon. Let's look at May of last year, 3.14 per gallon. So let's do some math. So if we take 3.14 per gallon, and then we're going to divide that, let's just say by 8. There's a lot of people on YouTube saying they're getting 12 miles to the gallon out of a box truck. I find that very hard to believe. The wind resistance alone on an empty box truck, I don't think allows for that, but that's just me. If you do a Google search and ask what is the average mile per gallon for a box truck, it'll show up between 6 and 8. In fact, the Ryder website says it's between 6 and 8. So we're just going to use 8. Okay? So a year ago, your cost per mile for fuel would have been, let's say, 40 cents a mile. Okay? So now we multiply that. Oh, no. Needed to divided by, we said 8. Need to hit the equal mark. And then we're going to multiply that by, let's just say, 300 miles a day. Okay, and then we're going to multiply that by 20 days. Let's just say you run Monday through Friday, 4 days a week. Most people run a lot more. So your fuel cost there is $23.55. All right. So now let's go back to here. And we are going to go back and take a look. Now we're at 5.50. So we're going to take this number here, and we're going to go 5.50 divided by 8. So now your cost is 68 cents per mile. We're going to multiply that by the 300 miles a day, and I'm doing that. Times 300. Now we're going to go times 20. And I messed that up pretty good, didn't I? We can start that over. So we're 5.50 divided by our 8. I think that's what I forgot earlier. So that's 68. Now we're going to go times 300. Then we're going to go times 20. So we're at $4,100 in fuel compared to $2,300 in fuel. So there's a couple $1,000s in fuel difference, and that's with a very modest mileage. I think a lot of you will run much harder. So we're looking at what, a couple thousand here plus another, would I say, 1,300 in a difference in your truck payment monthly. So you're looking at a $3,000 a month difference in operating expense just because the truck is more expensive and the fuel is more expensive. And now you need to take into account this. This is what's really happening in the industry, guys. It's not what some YouTuber tells you he can do. That's anecdotal. Just wanted to throw that out there so you guys can see, do this type of research, do this type of math. As always, thanks for watching.